More delays. Disney has come out with a bunch of them this morning. So Pixar's Elio has been delayed from March 2024 to June 2025. Magazine Dreams has been removed from the 2023 schedule altogether, for obvious reasons because it stars Jonathan Majors. And Snow White, the live action remake, that's been delayed from March 2024 to March 2025. But they also dropped a first look at Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs as well. So weird. But yeah, what's your thoughts on these delays?
Oh, I don't really care about any of them. They're not ones that I've really been looking forward to at all. The Jonathan Majors ones, I think that would just be, if he's found not guilty, it's going back on the schedule instantly. But we'll see what what the verdict is there. As for, what is it, Pixar's Elio?
Mhm.
Is it? I don't know if there's I think there's a trailer out for it. I haven't watched it. Yeah, Pixar's not really a movie or like a studio anymore that it's something that I have to watch. I am like absolutely invested in, just because there's such a hit or miss, up and down kind of studio at the moment. But it's an original film. Elemental came out, and I really did love Elemental, so perhaps it may do something here. Snow White being delayed by a year. It's interesting. It's probably for the best because, I saw that first look photo today. It looked like, I thought it was concept art.
Me too, yeah.
I looked up a couple sources, but no, it's a photo from the thing.
It looks fake.
It looks
like
really
The
bad.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
It looks like The Hobbit, but
It looks really bad. And, we've all seen the production stills for Snow White and how it was going to portray these dwarfs. So now we're getting this as well. Because I know Disney confirmed those production stills as legit to the movie.
Mhm.
And so now this this photo shows us that they are actually dwarfs. So I have no idea what to make of it. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Snow White movie, but I'm not really looking forward to it. It doesn't sound like any of the cast are looking forward to it either. So why would I be?
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be one of those movies that you get filter fed like promotional material for it, like new trailers, new sneak peeks, and all this stuff, and you just hear about it for so long, and then it releases, but it releases and you didn't even realize it released, and you're like, oh, it released last week.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those movies, I feel, and there's going to be no sort of like a build to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've been hearing about this movie for years. Probably because I have. But yeah. I just I don't see this movie sort of being a big release and really being a success for Disney. I don't see this as a box office win.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, I've heard lots of stuff about this from sources that do not cover movies or TV or anything pop culture. They're always talking about Rachel Zegler's comments, and it's such a big deal for a lot of people. And whether you agree with it or not or whatever, it's causing this kind of negative emotion surrounding this movie. Like, you go on the Wikipedia page, it already has controversies as like a tab you can go on to. So they have so much to fight in terms of marketing and generating buzz. I think it's going to be very hard to do. And I think just naturally people aren't that interested in these kind of live action remakes.
Yeah.
Your thing about controversies is that I agree with you, but then I also think that Aquaman and The Lost Kingdom is also coming out, and we obviously had that whole Amber Heard fiasco. So if that's successful because people want to go see the controversy or what happened off it, then maybe that could translate to Snow White. It's a bit different because Aquaman is more front and center by Jason Momoa, where Snow White is more Rachel Zegler. But
Yeah.
I think if those two films can be really similar in terms of their controversies and how the film itself will do.
I think it's kind of controversies and all that kind of stuff, I think they do actually help the box office at the end of the day in some ways, but it comes with a ton of negative reception.
Yeah.
So everyone goes and sees it and basically talks shit about it for months.
Like The Flash and Ezra Miller, most or a lot of the reviewers or critics were talking about the controversy rather than Ezra Miller's performance.
That's true, and that translated to very horrible box office. So perhaps it does dissuade people from actually going to see it. Because I don't think Aquaman's going to be successful, and I don't think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs will be successful either.
Yeah, it's hard to say because at the end of the day, you know, the core audience for Snow White is, you know, family, as Disney's core audience always is.
Mm.
So it's really hard to get a gauge on really how the average family is responding, if at all, to any of the controversies and big quotations that are surrounding it. I don't even think most families are aware, but I think it really ultimately comes down to, does the audience want something like this right now?
Right.
You know,
I think I was reading that I think it was like a son or a grandkid of someone who did the very original Snow White movie and just kind of blasting off about Rachel Zegler's comments and stuff like that. So you're getting like people that have worked with the original stuff really having a negative reaction to all of it. That's why I think it's spreading, and I think it's going to spread to families as well, especially if the movie represents kind of what she's saying. I don't think families are going to have a liking to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 years to wait before we actually see it, so yay.